Hey, everyone. It seems like AI is everywhere these days, right?
Yeah.
Like, seriously, every day there's something new that's supposed to be like the next big thing,
Yeah.
you know? But what if, and hear me out here, what if all this tech that's supposed to make us smarter
Mm-hmm.
is actually like dumbing us down?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Right. So today we're going to do a deep dive into this whole AI and critical thinking thing. We've got this Microsoft study that's causing a bit of a stir.
Yeah, I saw that.
Plus this science blog that
Yeah.
breaks it down in a way that's actually, understandable for normal people. And even a report with a super dramatic title, Blood in the Machine.
Oh, wow.
So, we're covering all bases.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
But the big question is, AI is supposed to make us more productive.
Exactly.
But could it be like messing with our brains at the same time?
Well, this Microsoft study, they actually surveyed a bunch of knowledge workers, like hundreds of them.
Wow.
And they looked at how they were using AI in the real world. And what they found was a bit concerning.
Oh.
It looks like the more people rely on AI, the worse their critical thinking skills get.
Really?
Yeah.
So maybe not blood in the machine level bad,
Right.
but like still something we should probably pay attention to.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So like how are they even measuring, critical thinking going down?
Well, they looked at a couple things.
Yeah.
They used surveys, but they also looked at the actual work people were doing,
Uh-huh.
And one thing that popped up was this tendency to just take what the AI spits out, change it up a tiny bit,
Oh, yeah.
and then call it a day.
Like a copy paste, but make it look kind of different.
Exactly. And they think they've actually done some critical thinking when really it's just,
Yeah.
AI with a little makeup on.
Okay, that's kind of funny, but also kind of scary.
Right.
So is this just like people being lazy?
Mm.
Or is there like something more going on here?
This study actually digs into the psychology of using AI, and it found something really interesting. So it turns out the more we trust AI,
Yeah.
the less critical thinking we do.
Wait, really?
It's like this weird paradox. People who are really confident in their own abilities, they tend to be more skeptical of the AI's output. They look at it more critically.
Oh, that actually makes a lot of sense.
Right.
But that is kind of unsettling, right? Like the more we trust these machines, the less we actually use our own brains.
Yeah, and that could be a problem, especially as AI gets even more sophisticated.
Yeah, definitely.
We might miss errors or biases because we're not really thinking for ourselves.
We're just kind of like blindly trusting whatever it tells us.
Right. And there's another risk, too. Becoming too reliant on AI could stifle creativity and innovation.
Oh, interesting.
The study uses this term, mechanized convergence.
Mechanized convergence.
Yeah, it sounds kind of complicated.
Yeah.
But basically, if everyone in a field is using the same AI tools and just accepting the output without questioning it,
Yeah,
their work starts to look the same.
right.
Like you lose the individual perspectives of the human touch.
I get it. So it's like, imagine a team of designers.
Okay.
They're using AI to come up with ideas for new products,
Yeah.
but they're all just taking the AI's suggestions. No one's really thinking critically
Right.
or getting creative.
Mm-hmm.
You'd end up with a bunch of products that are basically the same.
Yeah, totally.
Not exactly a recipe for, groundbreaking innovation.
Exactly. You lose that unique spark, the
Yeah.
thing that comes from human ingenuity, from different ways of thinking.
And you know what? This isn't just about the final product, right?
Yeah, it's
Like,
that.
the whole way we're working is changing.
Yeah.
The study talks about how we're moving from like gathering information
Mm-hmm.
to just verifying what the AI tells us
Right.
from actually solving problems.
Yeah.
To just like integrating the AI's answers into our work.
Yeah.
It's like we're becoming AI managers instead of actual thinkers.
That's a good way to put it.
But is that necessarily a bad thing? I mean,
Mm.
maybe it frees up our brains to focus on other stuff.
There's definitely potential for AI to handle those routine tasks.
Right.
But here's the thing. If AI is doing all the thinking for us, even the small stuff,
Yeah.
we're not getting the practice we need to keep our own critical thinking skills sharp.
Oh, I see what you mean.
It's like a muscle. If you don't use it, it gets weaker.
Cognitive atrophy, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so how does all of this apply to, like, our listeners?
Well,
Even if they're not, coding AI or using it heavily at work.
even if you're not directly using AI tools, this trend towards less critical thinking could still affect you.
Ooh, How so?
Think about it. If we're all getting used to just accepting what AI tells us,
Yeah.
we could become more vulnerable to manipulation.
All right.
Especially online, you know? Like if we blindly trust AI-generated content or recommendations
Yeah.
without stopping to think, hey, is this actually true?
Wow. So it's not just about like being less sharp at work.
No.
It's about being potentially misled in like all areas of life.
Absolutely. The news we read, the choices we make, it all comes down to being able to think critically.
So basically, AI is a super powerful tool,
For sure.
but it's not a replacement for our own brains.
Definitely not.
And if we start relying on it too much,
Yeah.
we might feel smarter,
Mm-hmm.
but in reality, we're actually becoming less capable of thinking for ourselves.
That's the danger we need to be aware of.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, here's something for everyone listening to think about.
Okay.
This study focused on AI at work, right?
Yeah.
But what about all the other ways AI is creeping into our lives?
Like what?
Like how we get our news, how we form our opinions,
Right.
even how we interact with each other online.
It's everywhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I challenge everyone listening, take a minute to think about your own relationship with AI
Yeah.
and ask yourself, are you using it in a way that makes you smarter,
Good question.
or are you letting it do the thinking for you?
It's something we all need to be mindful of, for sure.
Food for thought, everyone.
Definitely.